recording, Gavin was just talking about one of our students made 6 offers. What'd you say again?
Five offers 2 days ago. Got 1 contract, and then 4 offers yesterday with another pending contract. And she actually posted in the Facebook group, so you'll see it yourselves. But
Nice.
Just for motivation, right? That's why it's so important with the follow up. Really, really is, because deals are already sitting there. And if you literally have spoken someone, I would say before probably March 12th, anyone March 12th or earlier, you need to call them all back, because if you spoke to them on March 1, I guarantee they're in a different situation now.
We got some good comments in here. So I just hit the record button. I was reading through before we hit record all the people that are submitting comments in here about how many offers they've made. And I think it's amazing because some of you guys have only made a couple, but that's good. I'm going to encourage you to keep it going. Some of you guys have submitted 6 so far. I was just reading a bunch of people that had submitted a bunch of offers already. One guy's 2 days, 22 offers. Wesley has submitted 12. Susan is 10. Somebody here posted a really good comment. Here we go. I won't say who this was, but because I just said so-and-so made 22 offers. And somebody else responded here, Mike just made me stay. 22 and 2 exclamation points. I was ready to bail because I haven't been able to participate the last couple of days. So you guys, there are people out there that are making it happen. Already we're 3 days into this and we're getting people that are getting contracts. They're getting contracts. Milton, yes, we can see your chat here. Steve is asking what state were those 2 guys you were just talking about in?
I don't know what they work 2 different markets, Utah and Kansas. So yeah. I don't know which one it was in, but one of them.
Mike is saying right here again, this is good, that Mike is the one who submitted 22 offers in 2 days. Don't overthink what you're doing and stay busy. Yep. So we're going to talk today on this call. We're going to do some role playing, and I think this is going to be helpful for you guys. Steve is asking here, do we give you the scorecard? Yes, at the end of the week, on Sunday or Monday, we're going to post a link to the scorecard in the Facebook group. It's going to be a Google form. You just put in your numbers in there. And I see the comments here. A lot of you are saying, yeah, that's all I've been doing is overthinking things.
I'm going to go live real quick on the Facebook page. So anyone that's on this call, if it alerts you that I'm going live, don't worry about it, because I'm only picking up people that should be on the live video. So just give me 1 minute.
Look at this. James posted, he said, I've made 3 offers and 1 pending contract. Come on, James. That's awesome. I love it. So you guys, listen, if you are behind, don't beat yourself up. Don't quit, but don't make yourself any excuses either, okay? This is so important for you guys to keep on plugging away. Even if you only make 20 or 30 offers in this month, that's 20 or 30 more offers than you made probably in the last 6 months. So don't quit, don't give up. You guys have this, you got this. So as soon as Gavin comes back, I just want to review a few things with you guys. In fact, I can just do it right now. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. And I'm going to show you just a few things recovering, again, what we did the other day. And I think that will help you guys a little bit. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Remember, you have access to this folder in the Facebook group. So go to Facebook, click on the group 5 sellers, click on announcements. Everything is here in announcements. And you'll see this full thing right here, important docs and information. Main Google Drive folder right here. Okay, everything's in there. We also have a private membership group and stuff is in there too as well. But I just want to review some of this stuff real quick. Here we have this is your daily tracking marketing sheet if you want to use this. Here is a calculator. We have 2 calculators. one for lease options, one for seller financing. And both of these have ways to make cash offers. So just get in there and play with it. But we're going to show you again, we're just going to repeat this drum over and over again. Like, make simple offers. If you just have a pad of paper and a pen and an old push button calculator, that's all you need to make offers. You don't need these fancy spreadsheets, all right? Here's this lead tracker. This is a sheet. I would recommend just printing off 25, 30, 40 of these. Every time you talk to a seller, you just fill it out. Forget about the CRMs. If you're not good with technology, you're overwhelmed with computers, you're not good with spreadsheets, just forget about it. Use this cash flow lead tracker. It's just a lead sheet. And then get like 3-4 folders. Have one for warm leads, cold leads, hot leads. All right? And just put them in there. We have 2 scripts. This is our lease option seller script right here. Use this if you're wanting to talk about lease options. And if you want to do traditional wholesaling, here's another script that might be better for that, for traditional wholesaling. All right. We have 2 one-page contracts. This is for traditional wholesaling contract. And here is a lease option one-page contract. These are from my courses. And if here you want to make a sample offer, letter template, I did this yesterday to show you just how simple it is. This is your letter that you can, use as an email and as a letter that you send in the physical mail. It's just your information, the date, name. I remember learning this stuff in high school, how to write a letter professionally. Maybe instead of thanks, you do sincerely or something like that. I don't know. Okay, you do your info, the date, their info regarding dear seller name. It was great talking with you today about your house at. If you're doing some quick research, I think I might be able to offer something like this. And then just bullet point what you're going to offer. You don't have to give them 3 options either. All right, let me just clarify that here. You don't have to give them multiple options. Just make an offer. All right, I'm going to bold that and highlight it and make it red and italics. Just make it offer fast. Okay, so give them a cash offer or at least so these are kind of the things you might want to put into the bullets, right? Let me know what you think. If this offer doesn't work for you, please keep this letter for future reference. Sincerely, your name, your phone number. And send that letter. That's all you need to do for a written offer. And the cool thing about doing this in Google Docs is you can go to add-ons and you can actually mail this document to the seller right here from clicking on this. Now, if you missed, I talked about that a little bit, but go to add-ons, get add-ons, and you can find one from Click to Mail. And also, let me show you something. If you go to the YouTubes and just do a search for Google Docs Click to Mail, one of these years, Google Docs Click to Mail. Boom, look at this. There's a video right here. Mail My Doc by Click to Mail. Watch this video. I'm going to put this in the chat box. This is a video from Click to Mail from like 5 years ago. I'm going to put that video in the chat box. Click to Mail, Google Docs video. All right. If you're watching a replay of this or whatever and you don't see the chat, just go to YouTube, do a search for Google Docs Click to Mail, find this video. It's called Mail My Doc by Click to Mail. It shows you how to do it. So you can just, again, you don't have to do that either. You can just print this with an old-fashioned printer, get an envelope, write the address on there, stick a stamp on it, and mail it to the seller. But I want you to email and send in the physical mail stuff to these sellers, all right? That's all you need, guys, right now. That is it. That's all you need to start making offers. It's not complicated, right? So just wanted to encourage you guys with that. And Gavin and I wanted to do a little bit of role playing today. And then we're going to start answering your questions, okay? And maybe I can. What should we do here, Gavin? Should we? Should I pull up a property on Zillow and let's just
Sure.
look at it?
Yeah. And yeah, why are you doing that, guys? So I have I went live yesterday and talked about it. Joe already pointed the link out. But there's one particular video on positioning the lease option I did with a couple of clients, Jim and Pam. It's super important that you watch it. I don't often say that, right? Because role plays, I do quite a lot of them. But this one in particular was just good, the way that it kind of all came together. And a lot of people got a lot of value from it in terms of it making sense. So I want you to make sure you can check that out.
Yeah, and if you have my course, on my lease options course, which most of you do, Gavin and I do a lot of role playing in there. Okay, so you all can see my screen. I went to Go Section 8. I found a rental property. I like Go Section 8. This is more for wholesaling, traditional wholesaling cash offers, right? I don't want to lease option this house. It's too small. It's not in a great area. It's not cheap. I mean, it's too cheap. All right. This isn't in the median price range. So, either I cold call, or Gavin's will be the investor. I'll be the landlord on this one. So Gavin might either just pick up the number and call Jenny Williams right here, or text her, and let's go from there. Cool.
Okay. So just before we go, again, there's different things when we role play of how we can do this depending on experience. So just so you know, this one's going to be just very brief and try and get them to allow me to make an offer. Okay.
Yep. Just showing you pictures here. It's rent ready. And knowing Section 8, they can't advertise it for rent until it's past inspection. So this one doesn't need any work to get it rent ready. And cool, Gavin, let me say one more thing about this. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Let me say one more thing about this too. When you get these phone numbers, put them into a spreadsheet or something, because, next month, this property may not be on Go Section 8 anymore because the landlord found a tenant. But this Jenny here has other properties. All right. She may say, no, I don't want to sell this house right now. You can ask her, and Gavin probably will here. Well, do you have other properties that you might want to sell, right? But she says, no, I'm just busy. Well, guess what? Either a couple things is going to happen. I can almost guarantee one of these two things is going to happen in 5 months, 6 months, sometime within the next year. All right. This tenant might move out. Jenny's got another property with a problem tenant. She's just frustrated with it, wants to get rid of it. And because you put her number in a spreadsheet, even though her property is not in Go Section 8 anymore, you follow up with her. And in 3 months, you call her again. Jenny, you don't remember me, but we talked recently about one of your properties. I'm just looking for something. Do you have anything that you're looking to sell? She's going to be like, yeah, you know what? I got this property on 815 Thomas Avenue. The stupid tenant hasn't paid their rent in 2 months. I'm just want to get rid of it or whatever, So you've got to keep these numbers, and eventually you're going to have thousands of phone numbers from Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, GoSection8.com. You're going to start having thousands of phone numbers of landlords and property managers and realtors and investors and, all of them that you can just keep on following up with for years and do deals from them. So I just wanted to just say, keep these numbers because you can buy something from them, maybe another property later in the future. Perfect. All right. So do you want to call me, Gavin?
Yeah. Ring,
right.
ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Joe?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? I just came across your property. I think you just listed yesterday on Thomas Ave. How you doing?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you free for a minute? I just have a few questions.
Yeah, I got a quick minute here.
Yeah, no problem. I only need a minute. Have you got? I know you've just put it up for rent, so obviously you're trying to rent this. But would you consider selling it at all?
Well, I haven't thought about it. I've owned it for like 15 years.
Okay. So you're an investor as well. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. How many do you have?
Oh, I don't know. I've got 10 or so. Are you you want to go see it? Are you interested in it?
I am interested. Yeah, I'm just reaching out. I do a lot of business in the St. Louis area. I'm an investor as well, and I'm always trying to pick some more property up. And I kind of seen this, and I just wanted to reach out and say hello and see if you'd be interested in selling it.
Well, everything's for sale if the price is right.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, it seems like it's nice and ready to go. I know you've got some other properties. Anything vacant right now, or any problems, or anything that needs work that I could potentially buy?
Well, no, right now they're all filled. Why don't
Okay.
you go take a look at it and yeah, make me an offer. I'll entertain anything.
Okay. No, that sounds good. Well, look, what I want to do is, if you don't mind, I'm going to get your email address. I'll look at some numbers. I'll make you an offer first. If we looks like we can get pretty close to for it working to both, then we'll get out there and see it. How does that sound?
Okay, great.
All right, perfect. What's the best email address for you?
Joe@joe.com.
Okay, awesome. So, Joe, what I'm going to do is, it's 2 o'clock now. I'll have an offer to you by, 4:30. You can have a look over it tonight. What about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning? We can talk again.
Yeah, that's great.
Is that all right? Are you sure nine's good?
Yes.
And I always ask this question, Joe, because you probably laugh. But I don't know if you're married or you have a wife. Is there anyone else that you need to run this by before you make a decision?
Oh, no, I'm single.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's probably easier then. I always like to check because sometimes I want the wife on as well because she's bound to have some questions.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, it's 9 o'clock tomorrow then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll call you then and I'll send this over in the next couple of hours and let's chat in the morning. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Simple as that. Okay.
Easy.
And I want to say something too. Like, I like how Gavin asked me, do you have a minute? I think you said at the beginning, or did I catch you at a bad time? I forget.
Yeah.
And he just assumed that I had other properties and asked me about those.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say that was good?
And normally, if you're advertising on Section 8, there's a good chance that you have more than one, right? It's just a high probability that you've got more than one property. And again, you see how I'm not just focused when you're coming landlord to landlord, when you're coming investor to investor, I'm not just focused on one. As soon as he said I had 10, I want to look and scan all 10. Okay, nothing came of that. Now I'll come back to the one that we're talking about again, and I'll have another go at that. But I'm just seeing if he's going to say, oh, yeah, I have a real nightmare. And then I'm going to transition and go straight in for that one because it seems like there's more motivation on that one instead of the one that's been listed for one day.
Yep. All right. So this is a script that we gave in the Google Drive folder. Okay. And let's do the same thing where I'm just going to kind of try to go through this script here. All right. A little bit. I'm not going to go through it exactly, but
you're better with scripts. I'm disaster with scripts.
You see, and again, I'm not reading the scripts word for word, but I use it to give me kind of ideas and things to ask next. All right. And it's going to be weird. It just depends on your personality. And if you get tongue tied easily or you forget like what to say, all this script is for you to look at and see, okay, what could I ask next? Okay, when were you hoping to be able to sell the property? All right. So I'm going to call you. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Gavin, this is Joe. I was just texting you earlier about your property there on, where was it here? Thomas Avenue.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. Did I catch you in the middle of anything?
No. Now I can talk for a minute.
I know in our text message exchange, you said that you would consider maybe selling it. You'd consider an offer. Can you tell me a little bit about the property?
Yeah, I've had it as a rental for years. I don't know, 10, 11 years. And I just put it back up for rent yesterday.
And it rents for $800 a month, right?
9.
900. Okay. Yep. And then looking at the pictures, looks like it's in pretty good shape, rent ready, right?
Yeah, it's good to go. I think you came across it on, I guess Section 8 because that's the only place I put it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I sent, and we were texting earlier this morning about it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great property. You get some good cash flow on it. Why would you even consider selling it?
Well, you text me, and I thought, well, if the
Yeah.
offer's right, then I might sell it.
Okay. And when were you hoping to be able to sell the property?
I mean, I guess I'm in no. I've not really thought about it till I got your text, so I'm not in a rush. I mean, if it rents, then I'm just going to rent it. But if you want to make an offer, and why don't you just come out and see it?
Well, I can't. I'm about 45 minutes away. But I don't even know if I want to buy it yet. I just texted you. I just looked at some pictures.
Okay.
Can I ask you a few more questions? What do you think the property's worth?
I mean, I think I've seen them going for about 85,000 in the area, so
Okay.
probably around that.
Where did you see that? How did you arrive at that number?
I just keep up with kind of what's selling, and I just seen similar ones in the area selling for that, just on
Okay.
Zillow.
Are there any other are there any other repairs the property needs?
No,
Pretty
nothing.
good.
Yeah,
When was the last time the roof was updated? I'm just curious.
probably about 6 years ago.
Okay. Do you own the property free and clear, or what do you owe on the property? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I owe it free and clear.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Why, if you want to sell it, if you don't mind me asking, why don't you just list it with a realtor?
Well, I don't want to sell it.
Ah.
It's just because you offered, and I thought, well, maybe at the right price.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Well, listen, if I could pay cash, close in like a week, what's the best price you'd be willing to consider?
I don't know. I'll have to look at the offer you give me.
So if I gave you a full price offer, would you take it?
Yeah.
If I gave you, so I think you said it was 85,000, right?
Yeah.
And if I gave you an offer in the 50s or 60s, you would probably reject it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be any interested in that at all.
No.
What if I could get you your full asking price? Would you be willing to do maybe a little seller carryback or seller financing?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe you can be instead of being the landlord, you could be the bank.
Yeah, if you get me some money down, I'd consider that.
Well, listen, let me do some research. I'll call you back or send you an offer here. I'll just do a little research and see if, I'll give you a couple options maybe. Sounds like you're not in a hurry. You don't really need to sell it, and I get it. It's a good rental property. It's got good cash flow. I wouldn't want to sell it either. But maybe we could do something with owner financing. Do you have any other properties you might be interested in selling?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few. I've got one right now that I need to do up, actually. I need to put some work in.
Oh, yeah?
I'm just going to get it rent ready.
Tell me about it. Are you, is it in the same area?
Yeah, kind of, about 6 miles away.
What if I did the work for you? Just sell it. You don't have to worry about fixing it up.
Maybe. Yeah, again, if you the right price.
Well, what's the address of that property?
It's 123 Main Street.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you'd want to sell it for?
No, I don't. I don't know. That area is definitely lower. It's not as a good area. That's why my tenant was not as good.
What do you think it would
I'd
rent
have to
for?
look at it. I was renting it for $750.
$750.
Yeah.
Okay. And just give me a ballpark range, would you? What would make you happy?
I'd probably go 42.
All right. So if you were in my shoes, would you pay $42,000 for that house?
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So I got your email address here. I'm just going to send you a written offer, and I'll call it back and follow up with you. And
All
I'll
right.
look at both of these houses here.
Okay, no, that sounds good.
Gavin, let me ask you one more question. Are you in the market? Are you looking to buy more properties right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for a little buy and hold that cash flows. Yeah.
Because if sometimes I find something that I don't want, maybe I can pass it on to you.
Absolutely. You have my email address, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, anything that you get, sure.
Well, hey, Gavin, it was a pleasure talking to you today. And I'll follow up and get back to you.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Bye.
Brother. All right.
Okay, good. So tons of good in there. Obviously the buyers bringing me up to be a buyer, asking for more property. Okay. Transition. One of my favorites is if you were me, would you buy this deal?
I love that. That's a Gavin. I got that from Gavin.
I love that one. And that's even when they're being crazy with their numbers, that one's always a good one. You know,
what are some other tricks, Gavin, that you use to get them to give you a price? Because that's real common, isn't it? When they say like we'll just make an offer. You know. By the way, I'm going to keep on talking. I'm going to mute my video here real quick.
Yeah. So one way obviously is the mortgage. So let's say you're not getting a number, you go for the mortgage route. And I normally do, instead of just saying, well, do you have a mortgage or what's your mortgage? I almost interrupt myself. Okay. Where I will say, because sometimes it's touchy, it's the first phone call. So I will say something like, oh, do you have a mortgage on the property? The reason I ask is because if you owe, you know, let's say they want 100,000. Because if you owe 95,000, then I probably can't buy this. You know, there's no way I can pay cash for it. And I will interrupt the question. And often they'll go, oh, no, you know, I only owe 30 on it, or I only owe 40. And it's a way of getting the number without actually just saying, hey, what's your mortgage payment? Or do you have a mortgage? So that's one thing I would do. The other thing that I would do in terms of getting a price would be to say, if they're not giving me one, I will try and probably go, depends on personality and how it's going, but I will probably go super low and do it in a jokey way, right? So let's say it's worth, they want 140. And if I'm getting a price, I might say, well, you're not going to sell it to me for 20,000, are you? And then they'll go, oh, absolutely not. Well, how close to 20 will you sell it for? And sometimes they will then bite again and say, well, I want 80 at least. So you're having to kind of play. And as you get better, you're trying to get to force a number from them, because if you can get a number, even though it's probably going to be higher than what, no one's ever going to give the lowest number. They're always going to say higher. So you want to really play with them things and see if they'll just give you a number as a starting block, and then it's much easier to work from it if you can get it. And sometimes they will just not give it you, so you'll have to work it when you come back and make the offer. And I have a quick rule of thumb personally, and this is not to hold anyone up in the challenge. Remember, this week is just get the offers out, right? So when I say this, I'm not expecting you to do it. But as we go through this process, any warm or hot leads, you want to really be getting back on the phone to deliver the offer, okay? Especially if it's a cash one, because they might take offense with it. So if you're kind of close, or the motivation's there, but you need to come in 40,000 less, sticking it on a piece of paper when there's high motivation, sometimes it's better delivered on the phone. But don't let that comment hold you up. We're gonna cover that as we go. But anyone that just wants an offer, just get it out. Whether it's one offer, two offers, three offers, four offers, just put them together and send them. And what you're gonna see is people are doing this, especially in the follow-up right now. It does not surprise me that I know of 3 people that have got 3 contracts signed in the first 2 days from follow-up. That does not surprise me. And we won't probably see it. Maybe we will from a new lead today or yesterday. So that also doesn't surprise me. But the ones that we're making offers to now, when we get to week 4, we're going to be following up on this week's offers. Then we might get them if something hasn't already happened.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to share one thing here. I'm going to share my screen again. Share screen. Now, again, I want to emphasize this. When you're talking to these sellers, if you're just getting started, you don't have to get a number out of them. It's totally okay. Just say, all right, I'll look it up. I'll do a little research and get back to you. All right. It's totally okay to say, to not push it any further, because that's like you're getting a little bit out of your comfort zone, maybe, if you're just getting started. But I like to ask, well, what's the range that would make you happy? What would make you happy? At least give me a ballpark, give me a range.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're just going to say, I don't know. Or you give me a number, you called me. Yeah. I would then even pull back and say, well, it doesn't sound like to me you're probably even interested in this selling. Do you have any other properties you might be interested in selling or whatever? But it's okay if you just say, all right, well, let me do a little research and I'll get back to you. Okay. I just wanted to ask you some questions about the property. Now, one thing you could do is, you have the address of the property. I sometimes I go to Google Maps to get the corrected address, because this address here has St. Louis County in it. So I just pasted that in Google Maps. I can get a little idea from the street view, as I'm talking to them. Don't do this research before you call them. You don't want to do a ton of research before you even call these sellers, okay? And then I'll pull up the property here on Zillow. So I'll just go to Zillow, put in the address. And when I'm in here, if I click close, you can see this estimate is 58 grand. So, he said, I think Gavin said he would sell it for 85. I might say something like, well, Zestimate says it's like 50. I know Zestimate's usually way off, but are you sure you want 85 for it? And then what you could do is you could, here in Zillow, if you just zoom out, it puts that property in the center of the map. And as I zoom out, I just click remove boundary. And these are all of these properties that are listed for sale right now. And I sort this from low to high. So while I'm talking to them, I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. And it's, again, sorted low to high. And I can say here, all right, well, I'm looking at some properties here in the area, and I see some that are for sale for 16, 20, 21, 22. Are we somewhere in that price range? All right, and I can quickly then just go right here and switch to solds, and there's a gazillion of them. So I'm just going to zoom in to get less of them. And sometimes, okay, this is one of the problems with Zillow is they don't give you numbers on some of them. But again, I can scroll a little bit and I can say, well, all right, I see some nice properties that here that sold, in the last year or two, 5,000, 5,500, 5,700, 6,000, 6,000, 6,500, 8,000. Are you kind of in that price range? Again, I'm bringing up properties that I'm currently looking at right now. You could also, if you wanted to, you could go to Zillow and say, all right, sold in the last 6 months. That way you can say, I'm looking here and there's some properties that sold in the last 6 months for 6, 8, 18,000. Well, this $18,000 house looks pretty nice. It didn't need much work. This one needed 25 grand. And so actually it had one more bath than yours and it was about 200 square feet bigger than yours. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of just throw these numbers out there. These are kind of what I like to call softball or soft passed offers. Mm-hmm. Would you consider something in this price range? Right?
Yeah. You also, you can play like the stupid card a little bit by saying, hey, Mr. Sam, actually on Zillow right now, it looks like one's sold down the street for 27,000. I mean, it might be completely different to yours, but does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
And you're trying to bait them to say, well, yeah, I'd take 27, or, well, yeah, that might, I need more than 27. So if they won't give you a price, little things like this will say, how does he act to a low ball at 27,000? If he says, well, yeah, I might consider that. Well, okay, we're in the right area. Or no chance. I need at least this. And they will give you the answer without you even pushing them.
Yeah. Sometimes, the other thing I like to do is I'll just go to Google Maps and I'm looking at the property and I like to see what's going on in the neighborhood. And if there's something scary, like a bunch of vacant homes or burnt out lots, or it backs to a railroad track, I might ask them some questions. Hey, I'm looking here at the Google Maps. What's that in the backyard there? Oh, it's a railroad track. I'm just getting them to say it.
Yeah.
This one actually looks pretty good. It's right next to a school. But you could be looking at the street view, and if there's a property next door with a bunch of cars on the front lawn,
and they all look identical, don't they? So you probably get some good comps on that as well.
Yeah. So let's do this real quick. Let's come up with a quick cash offer on this property, shall we? And I'm just going to do a cash offer right now. Maybe we'll look real quickly at an owner financing, but I don't want to complicate this. I like to go to Redfin. All right. I pulled up the property, looked it up here. Redfin's estimate is 30,000, by the way. Someone who bought it for 66. Sometimes I like Redfin because it gives you better property data. So it last sold for 66 in 2006 at the height of the market, right? Okay, so what I like to do then is I got the property here on Redfin. I like to scroll down until I get to this map. not that one. Scroll down right here. There's a map, and I click map nearby homes for sale. What that does is it puts that property in the center of the map. All right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. So that property is right there in the center of the map. And so this is active listings. If I go to more filters, I can see that this is for sale. All right. And the house that we were looking at is 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. How many square feet is it? I don't know. But anyway, so it's just 3 bedrooms. I'm going to do house. And so I can then look here, and I'm going to click apply filters. There's only 4 here, and I'm sorting it by price. So I can see right now this property is for sale for 21. And there's no interior pictures, and there's the only pictures have police cars in front of it. So anyway, you know that one needs a lot of work. This one is for sale for $44,900, and it needs some cosmetics. So you might be thinking to yourself as you're marking your property, if you're selling yours, if you're trying to sell yours for 55, why would somebody buy yours for 55 when they can buy this one for 45? Makes sense?
Yeah.
You can zoom out a little bit more to get more comps, and you can kind of see what's your competition. Why would somebody pay you 55 when they can buy this one for 30? So anyway, these are active listings. I'm just going to go here to more filters. I'm going to turn for sale off, sold on, and let's do last 6 months, or let's do the last year. I like doing a bigger range because it gives me cheaper properties. I click apply filters, and there's 64 homes. That's too many, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Remember, that house is still in the center. Sort it by price, and what I like to do is take the average of the lowest. I kind of look at the groups. Let me zoom out a little bit more so you can see this table more. You can see here, I like to see the kind of the grouping, the lower part, and I will remove the outliers. So I might take the average of 12, 16, 19, 19, and 20 and multiply that by 80%. So I'm going to go to calculator here. I'm just going to take, right here, I'm going to take 12,000 plus 16,429 plus 19,000 plus 19,000 plus 20,000 equals, that was 5 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 5, an average of 17 times 0.8. I'm going to go offer him 13,800. And you may be thinking, Joe, you're going to offend him. He is going to hate your guts. Well, you know what? That's okay. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. Right? These people bought these properties for 6,000, 12,000, 16,000, 19,000. It's a rough neighborhood. If you were to go look at the crime maps in St. Louis County, guess what? There'd be a lot of crime in this area. It's a bad area. So then if I offered him 13, let's say I buy it for 15, I'm gonna have to turn around and sell it for 25, right? Well, then I want to look at the actives again. I'm gonna turn solds off for sales on. And what's my competition? If I'm buying it for 15, selling it for 25, I think I'm gonna sell it pretty quick because I'm gonna be there at the bottom and it's rent ready. I'm gonna sell that thing lightning fast. I might be able to sell it for 35. I don't know. But look, here's my competition. This is a house that just needs countertops, paint, cleaning up, landscaping. So this is your competition. I'm going to be selling mine for 25 when there's a bunch of other houses for cheaper than that. So maybe, I don't know. And here's the crazy thing. So what if I'm wrong? And I can't, within 2 weeks during my inspection contingency, I can't sell it. Well, I can go back to the seller and either renegotiate a lower price or cancel my contract.
Yep.
And now looking at, here's a house for 20 grand right now. It is a 2-bedroom, but I'm going to be asking 25 for mine. Will I be able to sell it when they can buy this one for 20? I don't know. This one for 30, it's a 1-bedroom. So all I'm doing is, again, looking at the actives, seeing if this one looks like it's rent ready and it's bigger. This one doesn't need any work.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, if it's close enough, get it under contract. If it's close enough, get it under contract. That's how I'd make my cash offer. Let's go see if we have any questions, Gavin. And
We do.
I hope, was that helpful for you guys?
Yeah, this is, I'm probably biased because I do a lot of the sales side, but this is where the money is, guys, right? If you can get better on the phone and you make offers and follow up, honestly, I promise this is where you're going to make money. And that's why with our one-to-one clients, if we can take care of the marketing side and get a system to bring in marketing so they focus on that, it's going to be the fastest way to a deal. And that's what we want you guys doing. So hopefully, I mean, give us feedback, because we can do anything on these calls, but we feel role playing is huge, because we can kind of give you any scenario that you want to see, which is huge.
Wesley's asked a couple times here, will we be doing any deal reviews this week? Yeah, sure, if we need to. We were planning on this week kind of just teaching you guys some of what we're doing here. The next 3 weeks, we're going to be doing more deal reviews, like actually analyzing and looking at some of your own deals. But we just wanted to run through the scripts today, show you kind of quickly how we would make some offers. We just did a deal review right there. So that was one, right? But if you're asking about one of your specific deals, we only got about 5 or 10 minutes left for today's call. So maybe tomorrow we can look at that. And Latina, that's a good question. Role playing a property listed with a realtor for a lease option. Let's do that tomorrow. Okay, remind us tomorrow and we'll do that. I want to go through and ask some questions here. Somebody asked, well, who would buy that property you were just looking at? Landlords. Either Go Section 8. You can go right back to Go Section 8 and call all the other landlords there and say, hey, are you looking for another property?
Yeah. Here's a good way to put it, guys, just to get it in your head. Your cash buyers become your sellers. Okay. Mm-hmm. Your cash buyers become your sellers, because this is just a revolving wheel, right? They're actively buying now, and in years to come, months to come, now they're done and they're over it, and now they want to sell and they become motivated. Everyone in the business, I'm in masterminds, and the biggest fear of people doing buy and holds is that they know they don't want to become a motivated seller, right? So when we have this thing of people not paying rent, they're all panicking. They're like, oh no, I'm becoming the motivated seller. I'm becoming the person that I'm looking for. And that's just the cycle that you're on. So just think of it like that as well.
Yeah, let's go through these questions. Mario, if the seller says the property is listed, do I still send an offer? Yes. Do you know if there's tricks like the Redfin map on PropStream? Yes, you can do that on PropStream. Several realtors I've worked with have sent me lists of old expired listings. Can I use these for the challenge? Yes. I would skip trace those expired listings or send them yellow letters. You could even ask the realtor who had the property listed before. Call that realtor and say, hey, do you think the sellers might take something in this price range? Do you think the sellers might consider lease purchase? And you could go back through the original listing realtor maybe. I saw some good questions here. Would you put 3 houses on the same contract on a bundled deal? I don't like putting properties together in a bundled contract, because one of them may be crap and you're stuck with buying all 3. I insist. Are you the same, Gavin? Each one has to be in their own contract.
Yeah, and the way that the negotiation for that we use, because they go, well, I'll do you a discount if you take them all, and then they want to lock them all up. So what we say is, well, look, the title's going to be clear, or if some have liens, it's going to hold the whole process up. So we like to contract them individually, and then we'll get rid of them, or move them, or close them as fast as possible. You never want the one that's just going to hold everything up, Mr. Seller. Normally that will be good enough to say, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then they'll contract them individually.
That's a great point, because there always will be one problem in there.
Yeah.
Something will be coming up that nobody knew about, and very, very good. Jonah would ask, would you go back and offer less upon seeing the property? Yeah. So If you send a contractor or a realtor to go look at the property and it's like worse than it was, yeah, of course, just renegotiate. That's why we say if it's close enough, get it under contract because you can always go back. I know people, and I don't agree with this, but they actually renegotiate every deal they get under contract at the last second. I don't think that's right, but you need to have a real good, legitimate reason to negotiate. But yes, you certainly can go back. PropStream, I get a lot of questions here about PropStream. PropStream is awesome. I have not used their skip tracing service. So if you're doing bulk skip tracing, I recommend the service Gavin mentioned the other day. What was it?
Batchskiptracing.com.
Batchskiptracing.com, and the coupon code is Gavin.
Gavin, yep. And that's for bulk and one-offs if you're using REI Simple.
Yeah.
Or smaller niche things for convenient. I just use that as well. So they would be the two.
All right, guys, I'm going to bail, but Gavin's going to stay on for a little bit more, do a quick role play with somebody that we've talked about before. Keep it up. Keep it up. You guys got this. I just don't want you guys to quit. Even if you're behind, guys, it's okay. Even if you only make 25, 35 offers, it's okay because that's more than you made before, and chances are you're going to do a deal. And you're not going to do a deal. I can guarantee you this. You're not going to do a deal if you don't make offers. So Antonio just said he's willing to do it live.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you the host here. I've got to take my call. And I appreciate you guys all very much. And we will see you tomorrow. I'll be in the Facebook group later today answering questions, things like that in there. Thanks, Gavin. We'll see you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. All right, guys. I'm going to bring over Antonio here. Let me just get these last couple of questions. Jonah was saying, I asked earlier on the site in reference to the wholesale deals that are calculating ARV times 65% for the market. Yeah, don't overthink on that. It depends on where you are. So tell me where you are, and I will answer that right now. Oh, Atlanta. Atlanta, I do 75%. Atlanta, I do 75% for cash offers, minus repairs, minus your wholesale fee. If you get a deal in Atlanta for 75%, you'll still move it right now. Unless, I mean, the market hasn't done anything yet, so we can't project. If you're doing, the only time I would change the percentage is in a sandwich lease option. If I'm staying in the middle of the deal, then I might take it from 15 and I might try and get 20, 25% equity. Again, and I'm plugging numbers here, guys, so don't hold me to it, but St. Louis, 70%. 70, 75%, probably 70%, especially if it's in the rental market. I'd do 70%. All right. Indiana, I knew that was going to come. Arizona, probably 75. It's normally 80% for Arizona, I'd say. 75. Did you say, yeah, about 75 for Atlanta? Yeah. I'd probably go Phoenix, 75. It normally is 80. You might still have to be at 80 to compete for Phoenix, for Arizona. Well, for Phoenix, Arizona. Other markets different. Yeah. LA, yeah, probably 80, 85. 85% normally probably for LA, depending on where in LA, but I'd probably go down to about 80%. But again, these are just roughs. We can renegotiate. The buyers are going to tell us what they are. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Where have you gone? Tony. All right. Change, promote panelist. Hey, bud, how are you?
Can you hear me, Gavin?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Is pronounce your name Anthony?
Antoine.
Antoine. All right. Appreciate it.
Can you see me okay, too?
Yes, you're in. Awesome. I appreciate you doing this for everyone. I'm also going to stick this on YouTube as well, if you don't mind. Because I know we were going to do off and then I was going to release it, but because everyone was on and I'd add you in. next. Why not just do it live? So let me just see these questions here real quick. Do the lowest three sold comps. Yeah, so if you're gonna do if you're gonna do the ARV, so if it's more of a flip, you can do the ARV, so the after value repair, right? What are they selling for? Nice condition. You can do your percentage, okay, minus your repairs, minus your wholesale fee. If it's a rent to own, if it's a rental, then it's about the cash flow. It's a little different. You can take the 3 lowest solds and be under that number, okay? Gonna watch the role play later. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. So watch that role play, guys. Save it. But I'm gonna do one right now with Antoine. Okay, and we'll go from there. So let me just ask you real quick before. Well, I'm already recording, but I want to do this so I can clip it. Okay. So what's the situation? How's everything going? Number one. Let's talk about that real quick. So we're only a couple of days in. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been kind of taking it all in, and so far I've been able to make a total of probably about 6 or 7 offers.
Okay,
and so I feel pretty good about that. And so as the days have been going on, I've been ramping it up a lot more.
Good for you. And how many offers prior to this challenge starting or this accountability group have you made? Like before this started. Was you making offers before, or are these the first offers you've ever made?
Probably, I think in the last 3 to 4 months, I probably only made about 5 offers.
Okay,
so I think this has helped me quite a bit.
Yeah, so we've doubled the amount in 2 days, right? Which is exactly what we want, because we don't know each other. We haven't spoken, so I don't know, if you've got courses or what you've done or what you've been trying to do. But this is why we're doing this, is because you've doubled what you was doing. Now you're going to 10 times it by the end of the month. And that's when it's going to start to hit home. And just so everyone watching, what we're trying to do here is make offers, right, to make mistakes. And once you've got used to making offers, then we'll get better at talking to sellers, right? We'll get better at making the offer. To start with, we just got to get in the habit of making offers, and then we will get better as we go on a better offer with a better communication with the seller, with better follow-up and everything else. Okay. So what situation scenario do you want to do here? Like, do you want to do? Is it cash? Is it lease option? What are you?
Lease option.
Okay, the lease option. All right. So I'll be the seller then. I want you to be the investor. Okay. And then we'll talk about it, and then we'll analyze it after. Okay.
Okay.
So have you sent me a text message, or are you just going to cold call me? How do you want to start this?
So I've found you on Zillow.
Okay. You found me on Zillow. Have you sent me a text or not?
Yes, I sent you a text message, and then you've responded that now is a good time to talk.
Okay. So you've asked me is this a for sale by owner or rental?
This is a for sale by owner.
Okay. And have you asked me yet if I'd consider renting it, or have you said, is your price negotiable? What did you tell me on the text?
So on the text, I asked you, are you considering renting it, or are you just set on selling the property? And you said you would be open to hearing what I have to say.
Got it. Awesome. All right. So for sale by owner. All right. Cool. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So ring, ring. I'm going to answer because you're calling me. Okay. So ring, ring. Hello.
Hi, Gavin. This is Antoine. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Antoine. How are you?
I'm doing good. And I may have caught you at a bad time. Is right now still good time to talk?
Yeah, now's great. Now's great. Perfect time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to hear me. And as I was saying in the text message, I'd like to see if you'd be willing to consider, maybe a rental or lease option, or if you just kind of just trying to get out from under your property. So I think it's a really nice property. And so I have some interest in your property. And
Okay.
it looks like it's a really good area. So can you kind of tell me a little bit more about the property? I see it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath.
Yep. Yeah, sure. And what's this? You said lease option. What is that?
Basically, I would just be essentially renting it from you, and I'd have the right to buy it after a set period of time.
Okay. Okay. Right. Off role play. Let's hold just a second. Okay. So good job, but we've gone straight in too much talking lease option from the get go.
Okay.
All right. And you've done, which is new, but you're talking and you're asking a question and then you're telling me about the property and what you know about it. You need to stop and let me talk as the seller. So ask the question,
Okay.
even though you've seen it, get it out of me. You need to get me talking, right? And you asking questions. So let's start that again real quick. Okay. And we're going to do a bit more of good intro. What you did was, hey, Gary, we were texting back and forth. He said that you might be open to renting it. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? All right. And we're not talking about a rent to own or anything else. And then go, so, how long have you had this list or how long have you had this on the market? And then you'll start to ask your questions. All right. So let's back up again. Let's go again from the start. All right.
Okay.
Let's have a go at that. And hopefully people are going to see a big difference here. Right. Ringing. Hello.
Hey, Gavin, this is Antoine. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We've been texting back and forth, and you said it's a good time to talk. Is this a good time to talk for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Now's great.
Thank you. Just wanted to reach out to you on your property. I seen it was on Zillow. How long have you had it on there?
Yeah, we've had it about 58 days now. It's not sold yet, but hopefully it will here soon.
Have you been getting any offers or anyone expressing interest in it?
Yeah, we've had a few people, come and see it, and no one's made an offer yet. But I just don't want to, give this thing away. So, but yeah, I haven't got an offer, but we've definitely had some interest.
Yeah, I can understand that. What type of feedback have you been getting?
Yeah, everyone seems to like it. I just with the market right now and what's going on, with this virus, I think that's why it's not moving, as quick because of that. So, like I said, I've had some interest, just no offers, but I'm not sure why it's not moved yet, other than because of the virus.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the property, maybe the condition, or can you tell me a little bit about it, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 3-2, great school district. It used to be a rental and it's obviously vacant now. And me and my wife, this is our last rental property and we just want to sell it.
Okay. Any particular reason why you'd like to sell it at this time?
Yeah, it's the last one. We're going to start traveling when this ban goes away, and we have grandkids in Florida, and we just want to travel around, and I just want to get rid of the last property so we just have our personal home.
Oh, that's really awesome. I love Florida. It's a great place to go. I've been down to Disney World a few times with the family.
Okay, yeah.
How much is the rents on it?
We used to rent it for about $1,100.
Okay, not bad. And what type of condition would you say it's in right now?
Great condition. Yeah, have you seen the pictures on Zillow?
Yes, I have. They look real nice. I just didn't know if anything changed or anything from the time you posted it.
No, still the same. I mean, you can come and see it if you like.
Okay, that'd be cool. Is it something that you'd be open to renting, or are you still just trying to sell it?
I mean, I would consider renting it. Ideally, I want to sell it, but if it doesn't rent here soon, then I'll probably end up renting it out again. Yeah.
Okay, and kind of thinking about it from that perspective, how much would you consider taking down on it as on a rental? Maybe just kind of looking at it on over a couple years, and then maybe refinancing it out.
Yeah. Okay. So off role play real quick, right? You don't want to lead in thinking that he's going to get anything down because it's already installing that he's got the option to
Okay,
give it
okay,
down,
okay.
right? So you have to be careful that the things that you say are going to be, oh yeah, money down. Oh yeah, I at least want, 10% down, right? Because
Okay.
you've now given him that and put it in his head that wasn't
Okay.
there. All right. So
Okay.
doing a great job. But did you see the difference and everyone watching this, did you see the difference when you started, right? How we started the conversation from the first time to the second time, right? How you asked me questions and now you have me talking, right? Now you've got me talking. We now need to transition as you're doing, but getting to now the point of wrapping the call up so we're not dragging it on and allowing me to get you to make an offer. Does that make sense? Because you already know the condition. You know what I want to do. You know I'm interested in renting, or I'm going to rent if I can't sell it. So now you got to try and push this along because I need you to get on the next call. All right. So now we've got done good. You've asked great questions. We've got the information. Now we're transitioning into we'd be interested in renting it. All right. And then we're going to say, okay, well, look, let me go and look at it. You already know what I rented it from before. Okay. So there's a couple of different ways you could go here, and I'm going to talk about in a minute. But carry on. So go back into where we was.
Okay. So yeah, this all sounds great. Sounds like a property that would be something that I would strongly be interested in. And so, you kind of talked about you're interested in potentially renting it. So what I'd say, I can send you over an offer and kind of get your thoughts and feedback on it.
Okay.
Do you have an email that you prefer to use?
Gmail.com.
Okay. So it's about 11:15 my time right now. I can probably have you an offer over by about 4 p.m. and then
that'll work.
We can get back on a call maybe about 9 or 10 tomorrow. Does that work for you?
Yeah, and are you sure you're not going to come and see this first? I mean, sure you're going to have to come and see it.
Well, we can. I've seen the pictures, and I'd be more than happy to see it. But I just want to make sure that we're kind of on the same page and in the ballpark of what we can potentially get done, and then after that, I can I'll be happy to come look at it. Does that sound fair?
No, that makes sense. That sounds fair. Okay, great.
Okay, so I'll have an offer over to you by 4 p.m. today, and I'll look forward to talking to you about 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then we'll go over any questions or hear what your thoughts are.
Fantastic. Sounds great. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Antoine. Thanks. Bye. Awesome. Good job. See, it's that easy, right? You've asked questions, you've gathered information, you've settled down. Okay, I'm new. I don't want to go into deep water. I don't want to over talk. I don't want to say anything that's going to trip me up. So don't worry. Just don't say it. I've agreed to an offer. You know that I'm motivated. Now, on the more experienced side of this, I would have gone, just for anyone watching this, why, go towards the why more of how important it is to go and see the kids. I'm sure it's going to be a hassle. What if I'm not saying I can miss the seller, but if I could, take over the maintenance and repairs on this thing for you and kind of manage it, and you'd rent it to me for a year or two and then, let me buy it, that wouldn't work, would it? Because you see how when I deliver that I'm, he doesn't want to deal with it. He wants to sell it so he can travel. So if I can take that away, I'm going in for a sandwich lease option, right? The other thing that I could do, looks like Joe's coming back on. The other thing, hey, do you need this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just got off my call and I wanted to see if you guys are still on.
Yeah. So you see the positioning, on that. I can't remember what I was about to say because Joe threw me off. But you see the positioning of the way that we could have done it on the more experienced. But you did a great job, and hopefully everyone that's on here is going to see the transition of when we stop you at the start, and then we said, okay, let's rewind and go into question mode, right? So you're letting me speak. Makes sense? Everyone's saying awesome job. Great feedback, saying great job, Antoine. So really, really good. Great stuff. Yeah, you did awesome. Everyone's giving you great feedback. So you can see that you can do it, right? Does that help?
Yes. It helps a lot. I think the role play is very vital. It really kind of helps to motivate and encourage me, and just kind of gets me focused and gets me, I think I can make a lot more offers that way because it's very quick and easy.
Yeah. No, great. Good job. I appreciate you coming on, and I think people are going to get a lot of value. And you knew. And Joe, it's awesome. Antoine was saying before you got back on that he's made 7 offers in the last 2 days, and that's more than he's done in 4 months. So
yes.
Awesome. Great job.
Love it.
Really good. Well, good. Anton, I want to move you back over, and appreciate you. Thank you.
Antoine's getting a lot of compliments in the chat here.
Yeah, you're not going to see that.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Great job. Keep it up.
Thanks for having me on here.